Do you think your cat forgives everything? Think again. Cats have strong personalities, and there are certain things they simply will not forgive. Ever. Want to know if you have ever messed up with your feline? Stay with me until the end and find out if you have ever committed any of these 7 unforgivable sins for cats. Everyone loves that moment of affection, right? But for the cat, this moment has to be carefully planned, and it is not up to you to decide. Whether he is sleeping, relaxing, or just in the mood to leave me alone, insisting on touching him is like breaking a silent rule that only felines understand. The reaction is quick. First, the deadly stare, as if to say, "Stop now." Then, he may push you with his paw, change position, and, if none of that works, the final strategy: run away. Cats are masters of body language, and every time you force an interaction, he registers it. That wrinkled snout, ears back, and tail slightly lashing are classic warnings. And as hard as it may be to resist so much cuteness, respecting these signals is essential to maintaining a good coexistence. Cats are like this. If you ignore the signals, they move away. And this silent punishment is their way of showing that a limit has been crossed. In the end, they don't forget or forgive so easily. And next time, they may even avoid you if they feel that the moment will not be respected. So the tip is simple. Observe your cat, understand their mood, and respect their moments of introspection. When they want affection, they will let you know. And they usually do so with light touches, meows, or even by lying down next to you, ready for the cuddle session. But remember, they always control the affection. Respecting this rhythm is essential. Forcing affection at the wrong time is a mistake that your cat will not forgive. But when you enter into their timing, the affection will be even more special. Cutting your cat's nails or bathing your cat? For you, it's a simple task, but for your cat, it's a real invasion of privacy. He feels like it's torture, something he never asked for and will never ever fully accept. Every attempt to hold him is like an epic duel, in which you challenge the cat's deepest instinct for freedom. Holding his paws is the first mistake. For a cat, touching his paws is an extremely intimate gesture, and he reacts as if to say, "Let me go now." He pulls his paw away, wrinkling his nose, and if you insist, well, then the claws may come into play, and not in the way you expected. Cats also know how to communicate discomfort in subtle ways. Their tails start to lash, and they may even let out that dramatic meow that only cat owners know. It's like a final warning that the limit has been crossed. And if you keep going, you can expect a reaction, a light bite, a desperate attempt to escape, and of course, that look that only felines can give when they feel betrayed. It's at this point that you realize that cutting your cat's nails is a real game of patience, where any false move can mean a prolonged tantrum. And even if you succeed, your cat will probably sulk for the rest of the day, avoiding you and giving you accusatory looks as if to say, "I'll never forgive you for this." If your cat isolates himself afterwards, licking his paws in a corner of the house, it's a clear sign that he's trying to cleanse the experience. For him, it was a trauma, and he'll remember this moment the next time you approach him with any strange tool. For your cat, the litter box is sacred, a true space of privacy and hygiene that he takes very seriously. Now, imagine what he feels when he finds the box dirty. He approaches it confidently, but when he detects the strong smell and the unwelcoming environment, he stops immediately, looks around, and, with maximum feline indignation, makes you understand that he will not use it. It is as if he is thinking, "How dare you, human?" The cat is an extremely clean animal. With each step towards the box, he analyzes the smell and the general state of the litter. If something is out of the ordinary, he feels as if his own space has been desecrated. It is not just a question of hygiene, it is personal. It is as if you are breaking the trust he has placed in you to keep his house in order. And when a cat feels betrayed like this, the revenge can be unexpected. He starts looking for other corners of the house, approaching the carpets, the bed, or even the sofa. If you thought he would just leave it at that, you're wrong. He'll find a new visible place for you to see how unhappy he is. You can even try to hide it and do a quick clean, but the message has been sent. Either the litter box is kept in ideal conditions, or he'll find a new place to make sure his message is heard. And you can be sure that he won't forgive this mistake. Cat clothes may seem adorable to us, but to your cat, they are practically an affront. He sees his owner approaching with that strange fabric and knows he will have to defend himself. Clothes are an invasion of his freedom, an inconvenience that defies the essence of feline nature. The message is clear. He will not cooperate easily. The first attempt to put on the clothes is already an epic challenge. While you try to put a paw in, he is already planning his escape, twisting his body and throwing his ears back, clearly irritated. The sensation of being trapped in a fabric is something that goes against everything he knows. It is as if he is saying, I am a cat, not a doll. And if by some miracle you manage to dress the cat, the battle is just beginning. He remains completely still, as if frozen in time. This is one of the most dramatic protests of a cat, the famous feline paralysis. He refuses to move, as if the clothes have taken away his dignity and he no longer has the strength to fight back. Cats hate the feeling of something being tied to their bodies. For them, it feels like they are chained, trapped in a trap that challenges their instinct for freedom. They feel the tightening of the fabric, the weight of the discomfort, and the discomfort only increases. Some start to walk backwards in a desperate attempt to get rid of the clothing, while others fall to the side, dramatically, as if they were being suffocated by it. And after all this traumatic experience, the result is obvious. If you finally take off the clothing, your cat will avoid you for hours. Their trust has been shaken. Your cat will probably lick itself for long minutes, trying to clean itself of the trauma of the clothing and restore the feeling of freedom. For us, moving furniture can be a way of renewing and organizing. But for your cat, it's like the world is turning upside down. He maps out every corner, every hiding place, every escape route. Moving furniture around is like shaking up his comfort zone. It's a real emotional earthquake. Cats are extremely sensitive animals to their surroundings. Every piece of furniture is a point of reference. If you move the sofa, he no longer knows where he can hide when an unexpected noise startles him. If the scratching post moves to the other side of the room, he loses that ideal spot where he could sharpen his claws and relax. The entire structure he knew and trusted is undone in the blink of an eye. Your cat will try to adapt, of course, but he does so with an almost theatrical caution. First, he approaches each new place, sniffing it as if he were investigating a crime scene. Any unusual noise, any feeling that the new arrangement is not safe, and he will immediately retreat, almost as if asking, "Why did you do this to me, human?" And if that were not enough, he now has to rebuild his territory from scratch. Every corner needs to be rediscovered, marked, smelled, analyzed again. This adaptation process takes time, and during these days, he may become disoriented, anxious, and even irritated. He may meow frequently, wander around the house, and believe me, he will give you disappointed looks. And if your cat is really upset about the change, he may even find a way to punish you. Some cats protest by choosing new furniture to sharpen their claws, completely ignoring the scratching post. Others may, in a gesture of pure disgust, scratch the carpet or explore surfaces that they would not even think of touching before. Ah, cats sleep. For your feline friend, this is a sacred moment. Cats spend hours a day sleeping, and every minute of this rest is essential to them. Trying to interrupt a cat's sleep is like waking someone who has slept for only 2 hours after a long day. The reaction will not be good, and deep down, he will not forgive this affront easily. The first thing he thinks when he is woken up is, why? Cats have a much lighter and more fragmented sleep than ours, and every nap counts. When interrupted, he feels as if he has lost precious recharge time, a moment of peace that he hardly recovers. It is not only annoying, it is a lack of respect for the routine he has imposed on himself. And even if you think, oh, it's just a cuddle, for the cat, it was a tremor in the tranquility of the moment. That is why he turns to the side, moves away, or even leaves the place, looking for a place where he can finally sleep without being disturbed. He doesn't want to risk being woken up again and maybe on high alert for the rest of the day. For many cats, a sleep interruption is not only annoying, but it also affects their trust in their environment. That's why you've probably noticed, after being forcefully woken up, he may start to avoid you when he's drowsy. He quickly learns who respects his sleep and who insists on disturbing him. And to make matters worse, the interrupted sleep can make him grumpy for the rest of the day. Some cats express their displeasure with low meows and grumbles.
For you, having visitors over may be a reason to celebrate, but for your cat, it is a real invasion of territory. Cats are territorial animals and like to have control over their environment. When strangers arrive, talking loudly, moving quickly, and, even worse, trying to pet them, it is as if their universe is falling apart. And the cat's reaction is clear. They squirm, try to escape, or even start making low alert meows. But even so, the owner insists on introducing them, as if they were some kind of house mascot who must entertain visitors. For your cat, this is a real affront. They feel that their personal space has been completely disrespected. When you force your cat to socialize, they feel that the trust and security they had in you and in the environment are being tested. Cats have a radar to identify people's vibes, and if they decide they don't want to interact, forcing it is like challenging their nature. No matter how friendly the visitor is, to the cat, he is just an intruder who should be avoided at all costs. And the discontent doesn't stop there. When he finally manages to escape, he looks for a safe hiding place, and believe me, he can stay there for hours. Every time he hears a voice or a laugh, he shrinks even more, as if he were hiding his own wounded pride. He will only leave when he is sure that those intruders have left. And do you know what the worst part is? Even after the visitors leave, he will still punish you for allowing this invasion. Cats are sensitive and they do hold grudges, yes. He may move away from you, avoid you, and even refuse to accept your affection. It's his way of saying, "That wasn't nice, human." Remember, for a cat, trust and respect are everything. By understanding and respecting their space, you not only avoid a lot of misunderstandings, but you also strengthen the special bond that exists between you. Cats are not creatures that accept impositions. They are our companions, but on their own terms. So the next time guests come over, give them the freedom to choose whether or not to show up. Let your cat be who they are, independent, mysterious, and full of personality. Because true connection with a cat doesn't come from forcing interactions, but from respecting what they value most, their space and their will.